All right, let's go over the calories per pound. So, understanding this concept is crucial for those who are overweight or obese or still trying to reach their healthy weight. So, I just want to be clear that I don't teach my clients to count points or calories or necessarily weigh foods, but understanding how many calories are in a given food is essential in making the best choices every day with what we fuel our body with. So, if you're not losing weight, examine the foods that you're eating to see if you're overeating foods that are high calorie dense. Okay, so this kind of comes back to the calories per pound. On average, a human being eats 3 to 5 pounds of food a day. Seems surprising, right? But that's true. So here's an example. A 5 foot, 10-inch tall man weighing 240 pounds at age 50, this man's body mass index is 35. This is actually categorized as obese. He's at risk for many health issues and disease. His basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories just to breathe, just to function, digest, heart beating, organs running, repairing, healing, sitting, just basic functions, is 1,800 calories. So we'll assume that he's very active. He works out an hour a day. He's burning 700 calories, which is kind of a little high, but just for this story, just hang in there with me. So if he's burning 700 calories a day and his basal metabolic rate is 1,800, that equals 2,500 calories just to maintain his body. Okay, so it's not losing weight, it's not gaining weight, just to maintain. So we'll assume that he's high on that spectrum of 5 pounds of food per day. To maintain his size, he would need to eat 500 calories per pound. So 5 pounds a day divided by 2,500 calories is 500 calories per pound. So in order for him to lose weight, he will need to eat less than 500 calories per pound or burn more calories, right? If he's already working out an hour a day, anything over that really is mute because it just actually adds more stress to your body, which is counterproductive. So, and also willpower and everything else. I mean, who's going to work out 2 hours a day? And then you get hurt and then you just go backwards. So, have you ever heard of the saying that you can never out exercise your diet? Well, it's very true, right? So let's examine common foods and see how many calories per pound they have. After seeing this, you'll understand why it's vital to eat less or avoid certain high calorie foods. So on the left, you'll see 0 calories per pound. And then on the right, you see 4,500 calories per pound. The most calorie dense foods that we can eat is oil, right? If you see that, they're all ranging around 4,000 calories per pound. This includes olive oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, all the oils. These oils pack 900 calories per gram. So you might be thinking, there's no way I can eat a pound of oil. But guess what? The American diet, the average American eats 85 pounds of fat per year. That's nearly half in oil. That's 1 pound of oil a week. It's because of this American Western diet of fried everything. This insanity, high calorie dense oil, is one important reason why we need to avoid it. Oil should be avoided at all costs, especially if you're wanting to reverse heart disease or you have heart disease in your family, you're concerned about that. Really, if you're over the age of 40, you really need to be concerned about that. So we should definitely restrict and limit foods on the higher end of the scale for our heart health. And look at the calories. The next most calorie dense food that we can eat is butter. Yeah, it's pretty much fat, right? High on the saturated fat and cholesterol. Butter packs a massive 2,800 calories per pound. Then the next most dense is, well, nuts and seeds. Well, of course, the type of fat in nuts and seeds is much healthier, but there is unsaturated fat, some omega-3 fatty acids, but they do pack a large calorie punch. This is why nuts and seeds are severely limited, truthfully. The serving size is ridiculous. It's 1.5 ounces a day and maybe should be eaten only a few times a week. But nuts and seeds are sneaking into our foods, our bars, our cereals, our salads, our nut butters, and now they're putting it on our breads. So make sure you're looking at the ingredients of your peanut butter. What's in peanut butter, right? The first ingredient is oil. And then, you've got the nuts, and then you've typically got the sugar. So all of these are a higher end on the spectrum. Peanut butter and nut butter should be for those athletes that are running miles a day or climbing mountains. They need that fuel. Okay. But sugar is the next calorie dense food. So pure sugar comes out at 1,800 calories per pound. Data shows that Americans eat 100 pounds of sugar every single year. This is almost 2 pounds a week. Do you think this has a factor in our obesity problem? Sure it does. The food industry not only helped us in regards to our sugar in our foods, the study shows that added sugar is found in 80% of our products in the grocery store. Why? Because it hits that bliss point. Sugar and fat and sodium, those are all triggering our brains. It's like that cocaine. It's that same addiction point in our brain. So they're putting it in everything. All right, so the next calorie dense food is cheese, coming in at 1,600 calories per pound. Cheese is 70% fat, high in cholesterol and saturated fat. Cheese is simply the fat that is taken off the skim milk and solidified. Salt, of course, is added. Cheese is very unhealthy, and even the USDA recognizes that. Their recommendation is to only use low-fat cheese whenever used. Have you ever had a salad with cheese on it? Did you really even taste the cheese? Or is that topping just adding unhealthy, loaded calories? Skip the cheese. Notice calorie density of different fatty proteins. Those that come from meat, so bacon and sausage and links and ribs and bacon, all these things are unhealthy, truthfully. Short ribs, again, they're very, very, very fatty. Even 85% lean beef comes in at 975 calories a pound, where boneless, skinless chicken breast is $4.99 per pound. Eggs, 630, that's the whole egg, right? So one egg has 200 to 240 milligrams of cholesterol. So be sure you're not eating egg yolks more than once per meal or one meal per day. So eggs are high in saturated fat. You can use egg whites, but really restrict your egg yolks. If you're concerned about your heart health, egg yolks need to be skipped altogether. Non-starchy vegetables come in around 100 to 200 calories per pound. The fiber-dense vegetables are the best. They're adding very little calories and leaving you fuller longer. Make note of the higher fat vegetables. Avocados and coconut are quite high in fat, significantly increasing your calorie density. Overeating an avocado and coconut, well, it makes it challenging to keep your weight at a healthy range. A serving size of an avocado is actually only a quarter of an avocado a day. Do you really even taste it? Do you even get to enjoy it at that level? Sure, they're healthy fat, but they're very expensive. And truthfully, if you're going to eat a quarter of an avocado and it'll have to spread it over 4 days, most likely it's not even going to last. So if you're in the weight loss journey, skip the avocado for now. Well, let's look back at the example of the person who needs to get their food from 500 calories per pound to lose weight. What foods should they eat? Right? They're wanting to lower that 500 calories per pound. How should they eat? They should be eating more on the left end of the spectrum, the lower calorie dense foods, filling up their plate with vegetables. Volume is the key to satiety. to feeling satisfied. Low density foods are the key. Remember, we eat 3 to 5 pounds of food a day. Eating foods with higher fiber and water content and nutrients is going to make you feel better. Your body will appreciate the fuel that you put in it. So, energy density is a calculation that's used in Europe and Canada, not yet in the United States, and maybe never. Energy density is an easy calculation. So what you'll do is you'll take one serving size, take the calories, and divide it by the weight in grams. Energy density is the amount of energy or calories per gram of food. So the lower the density of foods provides fewer calories per gram. This means that if you can have satisfying portions of these foods with relatively low calorie content, evidence suggests that diets with low energy density can help people maintain or achieve their ideal body weight. So what you do is you feed yourself fuller with the lower density foods, foods that are higher in water content, such as soups and stews, and foods that are naturally high in water, such as fruits and vegetables. High energy dense foods tend to include foods that are high in fat and no water content, like biscuits and peanuts and butters and cheeses. Studies have shown that people tend to consume about the same amount of weight in food each day. Remember, 3 to 5 pounds a day, but not necessarily the same amount of energy or calories. So it may be possible that you can consume less energy without feeling hungrier, but eating lower energy dense foods, which still makes up the same weight overall throughout your day. I want to show you this example. Here's energy density. So the number of calories divided by the weight in grams. So both of these desserts contain 250 calories or 215 calories. But the left one weighs 300 grams. The right one weighs 140 grams. The energy density of the dessert on the left, which is quite a lot of mixed berries, low fat, plain yogurt, and a sprinkle of granola without sugar, is 215 calories. Divided by 300 grams is 0.7 energy density. The energy density of the dessert on the right, which is just strawberry and pure cream, is 215 calories. But divided by 140 grams is 1.5. That is the energy density. So which one would you prefer? The two desserts have similar calorie content, but the one on the left has much lower energy density than the one on the right. So the portion is twice as much as the other dessert. So what we want to do is we want to fill up our diet with low energy density foods, so less than 1 calorie per gram. So that would be very low or low. Well, yeah, to low. Medium gets in the higher range, and high energy density foods is over 4 calories per gram. So it's better to base your diet around foods that are low or very low in energy density, to consume moderate amounts of some medium energy density foods, and consume higher energy density foods in very small or less often. So hopefully this adds some clarity to the density talk and understanding what we put in our body, the fuel that we put in our body. It does matter. All right, thank you guys for hanging in there. If you have any questions, as always, reach out to me. I'd love to help you.